This video is going to be the only video you ever need to watch if you're looking for your passion or purpose.
Everyone nowadays wants to know,
what are we doing here? What is my life purpose?
You struggle to find your passion and purpose.
First thing you have to do.
Fuck your passion. Yes, you heard me correctly, but let me explain. People always say to follow your passion. And what they mean by that, here is you. Sorry, my drawings only get worse. We go to do something for the first time and we feel this spark, this feeling, this emotion, and we're like, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm here on the planet for. Even Jerry Seinfeld in his book, Is This Anything, says, when I was 20 years old and I first walked into the Manhattan comedy clubs, every neuron in my brain lit up and I felt like I had found my home on earth. And that's the problem. We're looking for the one thing that kind of ignites this. And then we expect passion to last forever. It's just going to be, that's it, I found my thing, I'm going to love it, and I'm just going to do it forever, and it's always going to be good. There's not just one thing. Plus, you might not even know what your passion is. How can you follow it if you have no idea what it is you're supposed to be doing or want to be doing? And there isn't a thing where you just walk into it and the first time you're like, whoa, this is it. I was totally made for this. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Fuck your passion. Here are the two camps that always come up. The concept of life's task says that there is one thing.
When you find that sense of purpose, when you find what I call your life's task,
you are here for one specific reason. And Robert Greene in his book Mastery even says,
when you were born, you are a phenomenon, you are unique.
And when you are born, there is a seed that is planted inside of you. And your purpose in life is to take that seed and bring it to flower.
Everything has a direction. Everything has a purpose. Your energy is concentrated.
The problem that I have with this is it is so crippling when you believe like there is just one thing, one specific thing. And this is why you don't even start things, because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna start that. It doesn't feel like it's my life's task. Or you'll start things and you'll do it for a little bit and you'll be like, oh, it's not like my one thing. I didn't feel that burst of, as we always say, passion. The way we understand passion today is so harmful because we'll start something and we're expecting to feel like this home, this fire, this burning. This is the problem because you're searching for a feeling that might never come. Another huge problem I have with this one is we expect it to be one thing forever, for our entire lives. And one of the most refreshing ideas that I've come across is you could have a career in a decade.
Using 10 years as a time frame is long enough to think long term, but short enough to not waste time.
10 years, you could do something, you could become a master, you could help lots of people, make lots of money.
You could do a hell of a lot within a decade.
And then you could switch to something else. Sure, it might be in the same arena, helping people, solving problems, but you can change. And I just think this is so crippling to think like, this is it. I need to, one, find the exact thing that I need to be doing, and then two, do it forever for the rest of my entire life, and that's it. That's the only thing that I do. The other camp that I always come across is, what are you good at? Like, you're awake for 16 hours every single day, so you do something naturally. You do different things than I do, for sure. And you have skills that nobody else has because of that unique combination. But here's the problem I have. Most of us have no clue what we're good at, and we just try to think about it. The world is changing so incredibly fast right now that just thinking about what you're good at doesn't help. There's so many things you are not good at that you might actually enjoy doing, that you just haven't tried yet. The problem I have with the what are you good at is when you start something for the first time, you're going to suck no matter what. And then you're going to think, oh, well, I guess I wasn't good at that. No, you're going to be terrible when you first start doing something that you haven't done before. I wish we could all understand this. If you sit around waiting for things that you're good at, you're never going to do anything new or exciting or create anything or really even ever challenge yourself. You're never going to do anything hard because you're going to be waiting for things that you're good at that fit that mold where you're like, okay, I'm good at this, I should do this. The reality is you're not good at anything if you haven't done it before. Now, you might have heard of this one, Ikigai, and this is another one that I absolutely hate, but it has some decent things we can take from it. So it's this idea that what you love, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, how you can make money, and what you're good at. And in the intersection of that is your ikigai. Again, this is the idea of the one specific thing. Now this is what we need to be thinking. Now we're getting somewhere. What does the world need? This is how you should be orienting yourself if you're looking for your purpose in life. How can you serve? How can you help people? What value can you bring to the world to make it a better place? What problems can you solve? And that's why I don't like this either. This makes no sense. Because if you help people, if you bring value, if you solve problems for people, money will come. That's all money is. It's an exchange of value. You give some value and help people, money comes back to you. Looking for one thing? No. Love. You might love many things, not just one specific thing. What does the world need? Now we're on to something. What you're good at? No, you're going to suck at many things, especially if you want to grow and learn and get better. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and you can also join my newsletter. Link is down in the description below. Each week I send out tips and tricks to live a life with more purpose, meaning, and passion. Now, if we're talking about what you're good at, this is the only skill in the world that matters today, right now, with the world changing as fast as it is. It's not about some skill or talent that you have. Oh, I'm good at tech, I'm good at this. No, that doesn't matter. It's about learning how you learn. Specifically, you need to know, with the world changing as fast as it is, we have no idea what's coming. New jobs are coming, people are losing jobs. Instead of worrying about, oh, I might lose my job, or this is going to change, or this, it's going to change faster than ever. You need to learn right now how you learn. Now, you might read this and be like, oh, whoa, that's super profound and super deep. Yes. Do you know exactly how you learn? Do you sit down and just watch YouTube videos and then take no action? Then that's not learning. Do you read books and then take no action? Guess what? That's not learning. You need to learn how you do this, get information, and then how you take action. That is learning. So many people are stuck here. They're like, yeah, I know how I learn. I read books, I take notes, I watch YouTube videos. Guess what? That ain't learning. Learning is only when you take action. Let me repeat that. Learning is only when you take action. If it's not like, oh, I'm doing this for the first time and it feels like home, it feels great, it feels like I love it, it feels like the world needs it, it feels like, yeah, damn, I can make money, oh yeah, I'm good at this. If it doesn't feel that way, then we run from that. And that's not what you should be doing. You need to be running towards the discomfort. Okay, now this idea of Dharma I really love because it's more of a general idea. In Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, he gives a really simple 5, maybe 10-minute little quiz in the back of the book. And in the book, he gives 4 varnas. And I found these incredibly helpful because they are general areas to find your purpose or reason for being here. And these are the 4 varnas that he gives in the book. And these are creators, these are the business people. Then you have the guides, these are the mentors, the teachers. Then you have the makers, these are the artists, these are the musicians. And then you have the leaders, these are the politicians, the ones in power that want to make the decisions. But this is a great place to start. Once you can figure out what arena you're in, then we can move on to the next step. I found this incredibly useful as a framework for, 1, deciding my purpose in life, but also deciding and figuring out how to take action. Now the identity is how you see yourself, and it's a mixture of emotional memories, memorable experiences. And this thing I've talked about previously is anti-fragility. And this is something I'm hoping to instill in people, is to not just do hard things, but to understand that the more stress you face, you can get stronger. Anti-fragility is the most essential skill you can have now for building your identity and how you see yourself. Stephen Pressfield made this word incredibly famous, and it's resistance. It's mainly excuses, no time. It's when you're procrastinating. This is the big one. I don't feel like it. Whatever it is, resistance is a feeling inside you or a thought that you don't want to do whatever it is that you said you were going to do. And then the most common narrative is, just do it. Just do it anyways. Push through that resistance. In the book, he says specifically, the thing that gives you the most resistance or the thing that you are most afraid of is the thing that you know you have to do. And I hate that advice. Because after reading the book, I asked myself this: what scares the shit out of me the most? Like the number one thing I was terrified about, and I talked about this before, and it was the stand-up comedy. And I went and did that. And after 6 months of doing it, I hated it, but I kept going because I thought of this. He's like, if you feel the resistance, that means you gotta keep going. Horrible advice to face that. Yes, you want to do things that scare you, and yes, things that are hard, but you don't want to push through when you know that you hate them. This is where it gets really difficult to figure out why we have all of these forms of resistance and why they win so much of the time. Now, this is what you want to do also, while sometimes taking action. You also want to figure out why exactly your brain is resisting. It sounds so obvious, but this is what you have to do. Again, this doesn't mean spending years going down the trauma and childhood lane and speaking to your inner child and going down this. Sometimes maybe that's helpful for a little bit, but at a certain point you gotta stop. So you gotta stop and go forward. And this is where you need to figure out in the moment of decision why your brain is resisting. What is the feeling it's trying to protect you from? Now, if you want to lower resistance and take actions and find your purpose, this is what I call vice. Now, instead of thinking of things that you're really good at or things that you love or how you can make a boatload of money and buy that big house and supercar, first you have to start with your values, who you want to be as a person. You care about honesty, trust, integrity, authenticity, respect, responsibility, family, adventure, freedom, all of these things. You have to decide who you want to be in this mold by choosing some values. I recommend 3 to 5 and let them guide your life. The next one is interest. You are awake for 16 hours a day. You've had many years of life. You have things that you have done and you got data back from that. You did it and you were like, okay, I enjoyed this the first time, and then as I did it, maybe I didn't enjoy it. This is my favorite one. Things that you're curious about now and looking forward. What do you want to know? Do you look out into the world and you're like, oh, that person does that. That's interesting. I wonder if I could do that. Now, I originally had this as excitement and enthusiasm, but I realized that excitement and enthusiasm can be misleading and they can be temporary, just like the idea of passion that we have. But energy is something real. It's something sustainable. What gets you out of bed in the morning has you jumping out, and this is super important. It's not going to be every day. This isn't one of those things like you do it every day, you find your thing, and you're gonna have this boatload of energy, can't sleep, all you're doing is thinking about it. It's so good, so strong and inspiring. No, this is net energy. More often than not, you feel good, you feel inspired by it, you want to get to work on it. And you're not always going to love what you're doing. And not every day is gonna be flowers and rainbows and unicorns. Some days are just gonna suck and you're not going to want to do it. But hopefully, once you get started doing it, you feel the energy from it. We are just overloaded with so much information, and most of us don't even realize how much is not us. We watch YouTube videos, we watch shorts, we're getting tons of information, we're learning from other people, friends and family are telling us, and they are telling us, and they're selling us this. There's just so much in there that we don't even know what is us anymore. So we don't know what we really value or our interests. So the way to do that is, I know you don't like it, you gotta disconnect for however long that takes you. Maybe it's 24 hours, maybe it's a couple days, maybe it's a week. You've gotta be purposeful about getting bored and listening to whoever that is in there. This one is taking action. towards things that you're curious about and gives you energy, and your values will also help guide your decisions. One more thing I forgot to mention is fun. I'm a big fan of this. I know I said you're not always going to love what you do, but you can also inject fun into the things that you're doing. You gotta add a little flavor on it. Vice will get you moving in the right direction, but ultimately you have to pay attention and you choose your why. You have to take actions towards things that you are curious about, that energize you and align with your values. And yes, you can use past interests to guide you, but only by taking the actions. It's the only way. And eventually purpose will start to emerge and you will get to decide, oh, this is important to me. And after all of that, choose passion. What? Forget passion the way that we think of it now. That is some fire, some spark, some feeling of home. No, passion actually comes from the Latin word passio. It actually means to suffer or to endure something. And this is how it works. Finally, at the end, you don't follow your passion, you choose it at the very end. After enough of helping people, after enough making the world better and problem solving, your why will become apparent to you. This is what I want to do. These are the problems I want to solve. These are the people I want to help. This is the past version of myself that I want to help out there. Then you have to ask yourself, what do I want to suffer for? What do I want to endure? Because this is real passion. The passion that maybe feels good and then dips and then is painful and then you crash and then you feel like shit and then, oh, you're stressed out and you're worried about it because it's difficult. Your purpose is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be challenging. And every day you're suffering and you have to endure, you can look back to your why and know why you're doing what you're doing. And it's not because you're terrified of it. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what purpose do I want to suffer for? Like this video, YouTube's algorithm is going to recommend these videos here for you. And hey, I trust YouTube, so should you.